Greetings YouTube. Today is going to be a short video. I got a Mercedes Benz ML320 here with 10 liters of synthetic oil and of course a filter. I'm going to show you how to do an oil change. Okay, well, first step, I'm just going to go ahead and take this right off just to get it out of the way, just because it comes off that easy. So, there we go. And I'm going to take the filter. Yes, that's a little bit loose, but it doesn't really matter. The O-ring is still butting up in there. You can hear all the oil rushing down from the filter into the oil pan. That's why it's important to do this step first, because then when you drain the oil you get a little bit more, and it also drains a lot faster because there's no seal on the top. So the drain plug is a 13mm, and for this vehicle you do not need to jack it up. The drain plug is right in the front. Okay, coming up under here. Well, you can actually see the drain plug through the front bumper. It's right there. Okay, well, I'll get them popped. You'll need a drain pan. Obviously, you don't want the oil all over the place. And yeah, let's pop that drain plug. So, like I said before, it's a 13mm. Put the wrench on there. Yeah. There we go. Okay, now that I got it broken loose, I can get it with my finger. I'm going to move the pan to where I think it's going to go. Take note, if the oil's warm, it's going to spray a little bit further, usually. I don't think it'll matter too much on this. Okay, keep pushing in as you're taking it out. And when you notice that it's wobbling, it means there's no more threads left. So just lift it up and pull away. Cool. Make sure that you got this O-ring. Copper washer on this one. Put that down on the ground. Just watch this for a minute. Yeah, and I'm going to let that drain until it's going drip, drip. You're going to get more oil out if you warm up the engine. The temperature affects the viscosity quite a bit. I don't know if you've ever tried to pour oil after it's been sitting in your garage when it's -20, but I think that syrup flows better than that. Okay, I'll leave that for about 5 minutes and then we'll come back and put the drain plug in. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna drip, 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 drip. I'm just gonna plug it. Fairly tight. Don't over tighten it though. This is an aluminum pan. If you strip the threads, you're gonna have a fun afternoon. And by fun, I mean a shitty one. If you do happen to strip it out, you're going to have to go get a repair kit at the auto store. They should have the thread pitch and everything on file. It's probably going to be like $5, but I mean, you don't have a car, so you have to take the bus there or walk, you know. Okay, I've got my Fram filter here, CH8481. The number might be different for other brands. And I got a rag set out so that, you know, I don't make a mess. Here's the filter that I already unscrewed. We'll pull it out. Easy. Alright, make sure you got all your O-rings. Okay, there's one down here, right up against the threads. There's one right there. And there's two at the tip. You're gonna have to change all of them. Okay, so if your filter's got these uneven spacing through the filter material itself, that's probably a sign that you've waited too long to do your oil change. But what can you do? This is how the filter comes off. Okay, now you're going to have to take off all the O-rings. I do that now, just so that the filter doesn't have to slide on it when you're putting it on. Okay, first one. Okay, there we go. Second one. And since we're replacing it, don't worry about wrecking it, but there we go. 1, 2. Come on. Oh, these are in there. Just poked a hole in it. Good thing we got a new one. Actually, not a bad idea to check first. Okay, here's our filter. Perfect. Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe some people screw up. One more. Cool, so I'm going to set these in the garbage actually. Yeah, in the garbage before I open those. I don't want to mix these up. These seals are, well, you can't feel it, but they're hard. Okay, so we'll take our filter. It's the exact same on both sides, so it doesn't matter which way it goes. Get any debris off of it. Alright, well, I'll do this bottom filter first. I mean, it's going to fight me either way, and the filter doesn't rub up against it. Okay, there. Alright, perfect. Okay, now for the filter. Cool. Now for the biggest O-ring. Good. Now for the second biggest. That's too loose. That's not the right one. Okay, this is your extra oddball. I don't know. Okay. Now for the tiny one on the top. Perfect. Cool. Now it's ready to be installed. Right after you put some oil on these O-rings. It's fairly important that you do so. So I'll take my new oil container, shake it up so there's some in the cap. Cool. Dip your finger in it. Try to coat the whole thing. Do this for all the O-rings. If you don't, it's possible that they could bunch up and ribbon, and then it doesn't seal. And this is one of the most important parts to have a good seal. Otherwise, you're not filtering your oil. All right, back to the car. Okay. I'm gonna install the filter. Down. Something cuts up, don't force it. Very unlikely that that would happen, but you know. Now you want to get this butted right up, all the way in to where it stops. And then, okay, that's all the way in. Now, gotta put the oil in. Now, I believe it's about 9 liters and a bit for this, so I bought 10. You need a funnel. Well, you don't absolutely need a funnel, but it minimizes the mess. I prefer these big open bottom ones so you can pour a lot faster. All right. Before you start pouring the oil, go through it in your head. Drain plug's tight, filter's tight, perfect. Ready to pour. I put the opening of the container up so that it doesn't glug. That way you can pour a lot faster. So I'm going to start with 7 liters and I'm going to check it. Alright, 1 down. Add that to my collection. Alright, now I'm going to put half of this in. These are 5 liters each. They suggest fully synthetic oil for this, 5W30. It's 3, so I just put 8 in, a little bit more than I said I was. I'm sure it's fine. All the wood chips off your rag. Pull it out. Ooh, that looks... At this point, you can inspect the old oil if you want, because it stays on the stick. For this one anyways, I know some of them, the clean oil goes and washes it away. Good to check it before you do the oil change. Yeah, see, it's like 70% up the stick. It's right where my nail is. I'm just going to leave the stick out here so that I can check faster when I need to. Let's add a little bit more oil. About that much. At this stage, if you go slightly over, don't worry. There's no oil in the filter area yet, and that's going to drop your level by quite a bit once you start the engine. See, right? That's it says it's full now. So I'm going to go ahead and start the engine for about 5 seconds till I get oil pressure. And you should close this cap. I look down in there and I can see the rocker arms and all that. It'll probably spit oil everywhere if you don't. There's some designs that don't do that. Good. There we go. Keep the funnel just in case. Oh, of course I'm gonna need to add some. Get down to business. Yeah, now it's in the middle. I'll show you. Okay, so now I'm going to add about a half a quart. And there we go. What do we got? Come on. Just nailed it. No? Hold on, I'll wait a second. Maybe the oil's not all the way down in the pan yet. It's another thing to do. Wait 30 seconds, all the oil will rush down. There are some engines that you have to wait longer, like on when I had my Subaru Forester, I overfilled that thing like every oil change by accident. I would check it 2 minutes after I shut the engine off and it would be like perfect. Like, okay, good. And then like 5 minutes later I check again and it's like half a liter over. It's because the engine heads are sideways. They're not pointing up. It's horizontally opposed. And it went up a little bit, but it still needs more. Also, the temperature of your engine will affect how fast the oil drains down to the oil pan. You can actually hear it. Alright, what do you got for me? You are, come on, a little more. Good. It's like 9.3 liters so far. Really? A little more. I don't really know of anything with an engine this size that takes this much oil besides this. It's usually like, you know, a tiny engine would be like just under 5 liters. These size engines would probably be, you know, 5 to 6 liters. Okay, that's perfect. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right there. Okay, oil's good, filter's in, drain plug's tight. Funnel out, valve cover, oil fill port. Come on, there we go. Put the engine cover back on. Remove any tools or rags. Be surprised how much people actually forget that. I've got some of my favorite tools I found under the hood of cars. And, well, that pretty much concludes everything. I mean, it's a good idea to just take a look around during your oil change, see if there's any leaks. You know, check your air filter. It pops off with these clips here. I know it's good. You know, fill up your washer fluid if it's not full. Brake fluid. And that's an oil change. This is one of the easier ones. Well, they're all pretty easy. Thanks for watching my video. I know I said it was going to be short, but it ended up being, you know, 13 minutes, which is a little bit long. But yeah, if you want to keep up with the stuff that I upload all the time, just hit the subscribe button, leave a comment if you want to engage the community. Awesome. Have a good one.